So I just got back from visiting some book boxes in a place where I knew there were some, but haven't visited before. And I visited about three in a similar area nearer to where I had to be this afternoon. Unfortunately, all three were delightful little boxes with very weather damaged books. We've had a lot of rain, and I feel for the stewards of these little free libraries. I think that this is an issue, and I think it's probably quite difficult that even if rain's not getting in, some moisture's getting into the box. And in any case, all three of them were kind of a bust. I didn't want to leave the books in there, as I didn't want the books that I was leaving to get damaged before anyone else could have the joy of taking them out of a box, a little free library book box. And I also didn't find anything, even weather damage to trade for. So what did I do? I went back to there's a couple of boxes in a neighborhood near where I used to live that the stewards must be amazing. Every time I go, there's plenty of books in them, and they are different. Like, I leave the books there often. And in fact, one today, I saw a book that I left there that was gone the last time I was there and was back. So just kind of looks like, again, people in the neighborhood, maybe even the steward, hadn't read that book, so they took it out and read it and put it back. In any case, I got more books than I thought that I would today, and I just want to share them. It does feel like a bit of a haul, actually. And this was probably the maximum amount of books I would have ever hauled it in, kind of before I was embracing abundance. I have to be honest, I feel a little greedy. I feel like I have enough books now to read for a couple of months, and without needing to haul, and that maybe I should be thinking more about unhauling. But in any case, let that not spoil the joy of discovering these books. I'm gonna pop on my reading glasses, which means I'm not be able to see the screen at all, but I want to be able to kind of read the inside covers, because I chose these books because they looked and felt interesting to me, but also because of the covers. These book boxes have a lot of books, and in fact, many of which I probably would have given a try. So I did have to kind of pick and choose. So the first one is Bright Storm. Amazing illustrations, definitely young adult or youth, giving fantasy. And I think I've heard about this book, and I think I've heard that it's urban fantasy. It's published, my guess is going to be around 2017, 2018. That's like kind of a common publish date that I'm able to find, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, these illustrations, are you kidding me? Oh, 2020 is the first American version. Look at it. Yeah, it's a children. Vashti Hardy is a children's book author. So absolutely a children's book. And what joy it is to read books whose audiences are for children and who totally embrace the kind of imagination that children come by naturally. The next book actually was from a different box, which is next in this pile. Looks like it won a Pulitzer, so that's something to say about it. Less, it's the name of this book. Andrew Sean Greer is the author, not familiar with, but that being said, I am only new to reading again, so sort of these newer authors, less familiar. Man, this cover gives, I love animated covers, and it gives sort of middle-aged conundrums. That's what it gives. Conundrum of middle age, trying to keep up with whatever you thought your vision of your life was, under what society prescribed to you, and maybe feeling like you can't do it or you shan't do it. That's the vibes of this book. The book is published. Oh, I just love the bright pink and blue. The book is published. This author has written several novels. 2017. This book is written for somebody. Love that. Five works of fiction. Yep. And San Francisco. Okay. Yeah. This called to me for sure. Also, I found interesting that Anne Patchett is the person who would recommend this book with her whole heart. It's right there on the front. And in the very next box, I found an Anne Patchett. I believe I've read Bel Canto, but State of Wonder is a title of a book that I would be very interested to read. Who titles their book State of Wonder? I wonder, and it's kind of what I'm in right now. This Anne Patchett, again, I'm familiar with. So I think, I can't remember Bel Canto at all, but I do remember, I do remember liking it. So I'm kind of excited to give this book a try. This is a 2011 publication, and I just both liked the coincidence of finding this exact author and then very next book box after finding the name of this author on a book that I chose, and also just, man, this cover, just wonderful. Also kind of going by covers and titles. The title of this book is This Is How It Always Is, with no capitalizations, and the book animation is a small person staring at the stars with wings drawn on. Not really into celebrity book clubs, but the last Reese's Book Club book I read was Little Fires Everywhere, and I just really, really liked that book. So I have a feeling it'll be similarly vibed kind of book. And what else can I say about the choosing of this book? Lori Frankel is local to the city where I live. Yeah, I can say that. 2017, again. This must be why I said that date, because I looked inside a couple of these books and saw it as a commonality. The last one I didn't trade for, honestly. It's a greedy grab, and I grabbed it for a couple of reasons. It's starting to get some moisture damage from the box. Again, this is a well-maintained box that I took it out of, but we've got a lot of moisture these days, and I felt enough for this book. This is an ARC, many, many, many years after the book has been published, though, so I won't be reading it, you know, as an ARC, kind of, but I'm familiar with this book. I'm just got done. I traded in just before it waiting a Chinese author, so I felt really good about getting a Chinese author to replace a Chinese author, even though it wasn't the exact box. We'll just call it the experience. This is a translation, and the copyright is 1998 with a translation of 2002. So this book is not new. There's a translator's note, which I'm excited to read before I read this book, and some of the synopsis on the back. It was just something I know. Yeah, this is a book that I would pick, say, if it were at a charity shop and I was having, I guess, more variety of books to choose from, and just putting my money towards it, because remember, this was a greedy grab. I didn't trade for this. I guess, justified taking it by to save it from further water damage. And yeah, that's it. 5 books when I really wasn't sure I would find any.